Greetings, defenders of the Ark. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens. Episode 75. Fresh Bodies Upon the Ice. Alright, here is the bionic arm for Bryzit. And then sheep needs a toe. Or a leg. I mean, I know it's overkill to, like, replace the whole limb, but there really isn't. I don't have the mod to allow, like, toes and stuff. So, Madsen, you have recovered from the last surgery. Let's have you go ahead and install sheep's leg. And then I will only have one more surgery to do, and then the requirement to get everyone healthy will have been met. At long last. It took a while, but we're getting there. Ooh, look at all this new steel. Alright, JD's out. He's got his nose back. Now the only one injured, I'll double check, but the only one injured should be Zeusin, and Zeusin's in the middle of a regen cycle. So Zeusin's got scratch scars. Well, not only, because Bryzit hasn't had his surgery yet, but we're just about done making the arm. So we almost have everyone at 100%, which is great. Alright, Bryzit. Let's give you a little time off from your research work, replacing your right shoulder. And then Wishbringer needs to catch up on all the advanced component backlog. So I'll probably end up deep drilling for the limestone. It's just taking too long to haul for it. So deep drill for the limestone that we need, and install lights and heating into this tunnel, and then this will be done. And flooring, of course. And that project will be done. And then we'll need to dig the iron tunnel, and then eventually upgrade the killbox entry area. Like, so many other tasks queued up behind this one. Because of the horrible atmospheric conditions, working outside and building projects outside just take an enormous amount of time. Oh! Wrong arm! Well, Bryzit. Yep. Oh, I should have wrote an L or an R. Okay. Let's just make another one. Pretend that didn't happen. He wakes up and he's like, "You idiots! I know I'm the smartest one in this colony, but seriously, you cut my wrong arm off?" Yeah, we did. We did. Yep. Can confirm, we are stupid. Measure once, cut twice? Indeed. Snippety snip. Well, that's like neutering, but never mind. He'll just be able to, you know, research faster. And mine faster. And do art faster. Not necessarily a bad thing. I just, you know, wish I noticed sooner. Alright, in order to speed up the limestone cutting, let's put a temporary stockpile here for lime chunk. And most of the walls are, well, they're getting pretty close to being done. At 390 steel, we probably have enough for the heaters here. I'm not 100% sure we're going to have enough for the heaters and the drill, plus the lights. So I will get, oops, wrong one. I will get the iron mines going again. So we have this light to be installed. Let's try to space them out. Oh, shoot. It doesn't actually show me the spacing unless I install a new one. That's dumb. There we go. And then the other thing we'll need here is flooring. I think at this point we could probably roof up the whole thing. So once we have the whole roof going, we can do the floors. I want to do the roof first because if you do the floors first and then the roof while it's snowing, you'll end up with snow covered, and you'll have to shovel out the snow, which is annoying. Which is why I have the gaps between the walls covered, so that we can do the snow removal and have the snow not return. Because snow slows you down a lot. Because snow never melts on this map tile, any snow that ever gets added never gets removed. It's permanent. Alright, how close are we to recruiting these guys? 11 and almost nothing. Inspired recruit from Fishpick. Okay. Well, Fishpick, you will talk to Mitch tomorrow, because I don't want you talking to Poppy. Because Poppy's about to be recruited anyway. So there's no point in using that inspiration on someone who's almost joining. So I just gotta wait for the Interact 2 recently to wear off. I think what I'll do, I'm gonna foolproof this. So, we are gonna do maintenance only on Poppy, recruit on Mitch, and the only one to... Oops, that was Handle. The only one to Warden will be Fishpick. So Fishpick will talk to Mitch next. Mitch will join. And then we'll recruit Poppy. And we'll only have to talk to her twice. No. There we go. And he joined. So Poppy, recruit. And really any warden can do it, I don't really care. So Mitch. Let's get another raffle timer for Mitch. And probably for Poppy if Poppy joins within the next 5 minutes. And setting up him to have work priorities. With that said, I am going to restrict him to behind the walls. He doesn't move fast enough to... So his movement speed is... I guess we'll know more once he takes off all his flak, but it's going to be like half speed-ish. So here he is at 2.23 because of being one-legged. So if we take a look at his... It's exactly 50%. Well, no, that's a bad read, but yeah, he doesn't move very fast. He can farm, though, so that's at least a benefit. Alright, work priorities is set up. Schedule. You are going to be up here. Set up to a typical pilgrim schedule. You're going to need a bed in the pilgrim's bedroom. So let's go have you haul that over. And then we will need another assault rifle for you. And Poppy's resistance is already broken, so she's going to be joining pretty soon, I suspect. Alright, Mitch, you probably don't want a forehead tattoo. I don't think Fangface had any tattoos, so Fangface wasn't going to request the removal of any. Come on, install the lights, guys. And Poppy. What the heck? Oh. Yes. No, that makes sense. Okay. Poppy, you are mining... Animal handling. Not that I have animals. Hunting's fine. Construction is fine. Mining is fine. And... Pilgrim drug policies. Carry medicine. Pilgrim schedule. Pilgrim zoning. So we've got the work, the schedule, the assignments. We're done. All we need to do is move your bed over. I may want to try to make better beds once all my other projects are done, but that's going to be a while from now. And she could use a weapon, but she barely knows what end points towards the enemy. So it's like not super important. Really? In-faction fighting? Oh, wow, with biting? Kinky, but like, please don't. How do you assort my pawns at the top square? Right click. You can drag them with right click. That's a vanilla function. No mods required. There's a lot of little tips and tricks like that. Like another one is comma and period. Sorts between them. So that you go through the order that's at the top. So if I'm on Bryzit, if I want to get to Fangface, I hit period to go to Fangface. Comma back to Bryzit. There's like a lot of little hotkeys and the like that are lesser known, but insanely useful. Alright, raffle. First one being raffled off is Mitch, the one-legged dude, who is now RCV. So congrats, RCV. And I don't know what name you want for him, so I'm just going to do it like that. And the next one is going to be a Slotus. Just R? Okay, got it. Poppy didn't change from Stalwart to Pilgrim. Our primary ideology became Pilgrims because there's more Pilgrims than Stalwarts. So like our chief ideology or whatever. You know, so if we take a look at, you know, our faction is a Pilgrim-based faction now. It doesn't really mean anything, so you can effectively just ignore that. Alright, getting the lights installed. And then once the walls are fully in, we'll get the walls going as well. Or the heaters, rather. Lights are like relatively cheap compared to heaters. I don't want to waste heaters. Also, it looks like we... Oh my god. Stop, stop, stop. Looks like we're out of plasteel for advanced components. So we'll need to start mining up the plasteel up here as well. With a drill that doesn't exist. So, we have 8 and 7. And Zeus, when she pops out the pod, is going to be like, wait, what the hell? Who are all you? Because we've had a considerable population growth while she's been napping. Which I find hilarious. She's like, I'm in, my neck scar, my torso scar. I got to go in for a quick cycle. And she pops back out and she's like, well, what? We're outnumbered. Who's this pogo stick child popping around? Yep, that's just R. He was eager to join. How is our Nutrifungus going? Oh, yeah. Oh, ho, 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 boy. That is a yield. Alright, biofuel refinery, you're turned back on. And then this shelf, I'm gonna put fung. Yeah, that is, that's quite the yield. Alright, mortars are now done, which allows me to start machining up mortar shells. What next research would you like me to get? Here is the list. I'll give you 2 minutes to vote on that. And I've added IEDs as the new thing. So, IEDs obviously takes mortar shells and turns them into traps, if you weren't aware. Construction botched. What? We're almost done. Minus, of course, the drill. I may need to do a high priority hauling for the fungus, because the fungus will decay not super quickly, but like quickly enough that we should probably get it into storage. But it looks like some are already doing that. For the refining from fungus, let's have an ingredient radius that's much smaller. In fact, bug meat. Fungus can be an ingredient radius of like 2. Essentially, if it's not on the shelf, we don't do it. And you guys want vitals monitor next. Alright. Consider it done. Do they need people to have beds? Yeah, of course. I'm not a monster. What do you take me for? I'm insulted. Wait, how do we have this much? Oh my god. Where did that limestone come from? We seriously had 0 limestone minutes ago. Now we have 500? Holy moly. That's fast. So we're almost done with this project, and then we have to do the next iron one, because there's not a lot of portions left for iron. So this is the next one. I know the defense is just taking forever. So now that the walls are done, we'll do the heaters here. And then we'll need a heater here. And this switch controls all of that. So we're good on switches. Awesome. Maybe with the vitals monitor, we'll have the correct arm being replaced. Maybe. Big maybe. I mean, you've seen my surgery skill. That's still a gamble, I would say. Nice, we have the plasteel for the advanced components. So it's only a matter of time until we've got the bionic arm that we were supposed to have all along. We don't need this wall lamp. The heater will illuminate the drill. That deep drill looks a little different. What? Dominant style steampunk. When did that happen? What's going on? Oh, because pilgrims are now the dominant ideology of our colony. I dig it. I dig it. So what else does that control? Sorry, stalwarts, but you're no longer the boss. So this is lamps and everything. Oh, wow. Okay. I need a minute to, like, absorb this information. Weapons. Mongol launcher EMP. Cocktails. Oh, really? Even Molotov cocktails? Oh, and assault rifles? So we have an assault rifle here, but it's going to look a lot different because of the dominant style. It's actually going to be pretty confusing. Uh-oh, toxic fallout, crap. Because I'm not going to look at that assault rifle and be like, oh yeah, that's totally, it's going to throw me for such a loop. But that's fine. It's where our ideology is developing over time, right? So this is just a natural conclusion of societal development. We'll try to think of it like that. If we have a toxic fallout, I'm going to stop hauling chunks because I don't want people outside. The other issue that we're going to have here is getting to this mining tunnel with it being a tunnel. I think what I need to do is to bring this hallway down like this and to enclose it. Ancient structure rating happening at the same time as a attack immediately unusually clever. Come in with 4 doomsday launchers and a triple launcher. Oh, yay! It's also particularly warm right now, so it's not like hypothermia is going to really do much of anything to them. Great. I am so excited. Prime Army. Lovely to have you. Best thing we could do is flip-flop the aggro zones. I don't really have any mortar shells. Like, I have some fire shells, but I don't think that they're going to be all that effective. We do have 2 HE shells loaded up, but it's hard to say whether that will matter given the quantity of enemies coming in. So I've just issued the emergency order of everyone behind the walls, and we'll have everyone fall back to cover. Is the colony now at max raid value? I don't know. You only get to know that through mods, so 'tis unknown. So trying to isolate those doomsday launchers is going to be a little tricky. I could have sacrificial plasteel turrets. Basically allow them to fire at one of these turrets. It's not great. I don't love that idea. It would get destructive, but having those weapons being used against me would be way worse. So in the scheme of things, maybe that's like best case scenario. Did you already fire? You know what? Actually, just open fire. I don't even care. And Cardinal, how close are you? Because R here has pretty good shooting, so he might be good at mortar. Ooh, that's a good hit. Holy moly, that was a good hit. Not expecting that out of Axios there. So, this isn't loaded. We're going to allow incendiary shells, because we don't have any more HE shells. HE shells are in my short list of things to manufacture, but you know, it's going to take a minute. No, don't replace the barrel. Man the mortar. Come on, 16-year-old. So the triple launcher did get knocked out of being one of the first through our attack. So these are the weapons that the enemies took significant wounds on. We haven't had the time to update our defenses to accommodate for even more shooters. That's in the queue. It was just not particularly high up in the queue. Alright, shells, incendiary, and keep manning. And I'll try to hit someone in the front here. So the first Doomsday launcher is going to be Wilson. He actually could become hypothermic. Other Doomsday launcher could probably not going to be hypothermic. And where's the third one? Third one's somewhere in this stack. Oh, I think I just clicked on him. Oh, there's 4 of them. Okay, Franklin. Franklin will become hypothermic. So I could also play for time to try to get the Doomsday launchers neutralizing themselves due to ambient temperature, and I think that's not unreasonable. Which means, Madsen, you come over here, and Fishpick, you get ready. Good fire. Axios and AR, let's get you defending at the ready. And turrets are on. So I'm going to try to keep a close eye on whether or not I'm baiting out the Dooms launcher here. But, nope. I just heard it fire. Let's flip this door. And have Madsen flip that one. Okay, Plasteel Miniature survived. It's not flammable, so that's not an issue. I am being aimed at by Doom. Everyone in here, go to the hallway. You guys take cover. Fishpick, take cover. Madsen, you are luring. Doors forced open. So the valid path of the base is here. And what we can do is muster our forces to try to pick off those that have fallen behind to whittle down their number. Because obviously I'm not going to want to engage this group for a bit. Alright, and you just got stabbed. Luckily, you can self-tend. So we do have to worry about Butler turning around with the triple launcher. But most of these guys should be easy to pick off. They're already, like, fatally bleeding. And toxic fallout levels are going up. So the toxic environment will play to our advantages. Yeah, she just dropped. Perfect. So Butler actually hasn't turned around for whatever reason. Heath is going to be a problem. Let's hug the wall. Get a line of sight of that sniper rifle. I don't want to have anyone die due to an unlucky shot. Alright, in terms of damage, only the top turret got damaged because I have walls separating them. So, technically speaking, these lower 3 mini turrets can start firing again. I'm going to only have the lowest 2 fire because I don't want them shooting close to the one that's about to blow up. And that should wound them a little bit more, making it easier for us. So I think maybe bushwhacking them as they come around the corner here, if they filter in slowly, and then getting ready to flip this door. Actually, you know what? It's going to be better if we flip that door now. Which means Mad's in close. And close both, just in case they get mad and start smashing the doors. I see a lot of them downed already, which is definitely good. Alright, so now they're coming back to the main entryway. This door's open and valid. And we have all of our defense force ready. They're like punching some holes here or there because they briefly didn't have a valid target. Not a big deal. They'll turn around. And as you can see there, as they filter in slowly, their numbers are getting dwindled very rapidly. Yeah, it's a nasty raid. Very nasty raid. Unfortunately, they just got outplayed thanks to pathing and toxins and all that. Cheers. Alright, so Franklin has a Doom. Who gives a 15-year-old... a kind, sanguine 15-year-old a Doomsday Launcher? Like, for real? Wilson's 30, and he's nervous and a nudist. Where's the other one? Because I need to know when they're aiming at me. Of all the people that are up right now, there's 3 Dooms that are still up. So I count 1... 2, 3. Wow, given your name, it's like you came from a vault or something. And then Heath with the... oh no, it wasn't Heath. Who had the triple? I think Mr. Triple Launcher's downed. Maybe? I don't know. The triple launcher seems to be unaccounted for. I'm not sure where it went. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it. But it might be a corpse. Yeah, they are. They are gonna flee soon. I can't. Yeah, there we go. Well, given what I was up against, that could have been a lot worse. This is Prime Army. There's no point in taking prisoners unless we intend to recruit. I think in terms of our like numbers right now, I really wouldn't want to recruit anyone anyway, because we are kind of at capacity. So, with that in mind, let's lift zoning restrictions. And we have an enormous amount of corpse cleanup to do. And the only injury we took in that fight was I got stabbed in the ear. We got Van Gogh'd. And that's it. Sounds pretty good to me. We have a lot of cloth. Actually, let's put this to a potato. And this to rice. Dog treats. Sure. So right now, what we need most. We need steel and plasteel for advanced components. That's the biggest bottleneck, I think. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Frostwarden survivors.